Hi everybody, I'm here with my lovely friend Bliss.
Hi.
Today is a special day and I wanted to do Bliss show today because it's her birthday. So we're doing natal chart things on her day, on her birthday. So I think that is a super nice gift, and I also think it's a super nice memory, and I feel super blessed to have you here in these circumstances.
Oh yeah.
And I know it's gonna be so much fun because we have history together, and we've been friends, and we met kind of like very serendipity wise, with a look and with an approach,
Yeah.
and like
And we
with
found each other
we
later.
kind of like found each other
It's so crazy.
two times and kept crossing paths, and that's what happens when people are
Meant to be
vibrating
together.
meant to be together because they're vibrating in the same frequency.
Yes, yes.
So happy birthday, love.
Thank you.
Cheers
Thank
to
Cheers for that.
today, and it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
Saturday actually.
Yeah.
So after this, we're gonna go celebrate.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go have fun.
So I want to tell everybody Bliss's uh, biggest energies. So she's Cancer Sun, Libra Rising, and Aries Moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says nothing to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's true.
I want to start because I want to explain to you a little bit of what are we going to do today so you can
Okay.
get into the process.
Yeah.
So your birth chart is divided in 12 areas, and planets are represented in some areas the day you were born. So for example, house 1, you maybe have a planet there that brings some energy to that area of your life. And the sign that you have in that area of your life is how you express that energy. The costume you put on in that particular energy. So I'm focusing on the houses and the areas of your life that have the most energy, but because it has been said and I have seen that these are areas of the people's life that take a lot of their energy and time and devotion. So I want to start simple, and I want you to tell people who are you in the sense of like how you introduce yourself to someone that doesn't know you or anything about you, like where you come from, what where you
You
where do you
know
live.
that I have a trigger on that one.
No. I want you to tell people
How do I want to present myself?
yeah, exactly, to everybody, because everybody needs to have like a picture. In my mind, I have a picture, but like you're new to everyone.
Of course,
so
yeah.
what would you say?
How would I present myself? Well, my name is Bliss. I'm a woman. I'm an immigrant, actually. I'm a lover. I'm a fighter, for sure. I'm a creator. I'm a good friend. I'm a good partner, as I believe. And all I'm trying is just to be true to myself. Yes. And be, like, how to say it, helpful for the people around me. Yeah, that would be it.
Okay. So when you say you're an immigrant, tell me your immigration story.
So I came from Kazakhstan like 6 years ago, and since the moment I came, it's just like changed my life, obviously. But like for like the world became so much bigger, and like I came here from a different culture, from different languages, and like now I look back at it, and it seems like a different life. It seems like a long time ago, and it's been a long time ago, but I don't feel like 6 years it's been like very long time, but it seems so far away. And yeah.
How was the language issue
Yeah.
mm,
So
in the immigration, because I think you didn't knew Spanish
no.
and you came to Spain.
Yes.
Did you knew English before then?
Neither.
Okay.
So the first language, the first foreign language I learned was Spanish, because I couldn't speak any English before. So
where did you learn it?
My mother tongue is Russian and Kazakh. But I would say I speak and I can present myself more in Russian rather than Kazakh. So yeah, and when I came here, I just started to learn Spanish because I wanted to study here. And I don't know if you could see that in my chart, but I'm a person who's always how to say it, overachiever kind of thing. I see something, and it's like for, I think like for other people it could be like, oh, that's kind of complicated to do. So I'm gonna just like try doing it, and then whenever I'm in the process, then I will be like, oh, that's complicated. The thing I'm doing is kind of hard, because like the first year I get to the university here in Barcelona, and it was like in 3 languages that I didn't know. Like it was Spanish, Catalan, and English. So I didn't know neither English or Spanish or Catalan, and that's why it was super hard for me to be there for the first year, for example. Yeah.
And what was the catalyzer, the trigger for you to decide to move in such like adverse conditions? Because at the beginning, you came here to study, but did you knew that your intention was staying here, or you thought your intention was like, okay, I'm gonna try this school and then I'm gonna go back?
No, I feel like for me it was always that I'm gonna move.
Okay.
I feel like that was kind of like the answer from my parents, in the sense of like they didn't know about it. They thought I would go get there, like get a diploma and come back. But like I always knew I'm gonna move. I didn't want it to leave my hometown or like in my country by that age. I don't know if I would stay there in my age right now, but like in that age I was like, no, this is not for me right now, you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So you brought something that it is in your chart. It is kind of like what you said, the overachieving.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
And your biggest energies are in the 10th and the 9th house. So I'm gonna start with the 10th house because this is where your sun is. You know, and your sun is whatever you identify with. You know, so the house where it's the sun is where you put your biggest energy into. You know, and the 10th house is the house of career, public life, social status, work, you know, like how you manifest whatever it is that you do out into the world, you know, and you have it, of course, in the sign of Cancer here. And the 10th house is ruled naturally by Saturn, and it's the house of Capricorn, which is the opposite of Cancer. So it's not a comfortable house for Cancer to be in, because Cancer, it's a lot about nurturing and home. And you so that says to me that you're very in tune to see your career and whatever it is that you do on the outside socially as part of home too, you know, feel that home is also a lot of places where you, for example, like in the natural term, you work. For example, I feel that you need to be in a place where work feels like home. How do you feel about that? Ideally, I mean.
Ideal for me, work is like it's not what I'm doing right now for like having money and like paying my bills, obviously. But like my idea of work, something that I want to change in like closely in a few years. It's something that I would feel comfortable, yes, for sure. Something that is creative, something that is, like around people and like leading a lot of people. I feel like this is something that I'm really good at, and something that's been inside of me for I don't know what reason since like I was a child. Leading.
How did you felt it like a child?
Leading something.
Yeah, the leading
I
part. I
just had this like how to say, like this part of, oh, I want to, I don't know, organize something with my classmates and be the one who's organizing.
Okay.
So I would take care
Leadership.
about leadership. Like I would take care about financial part, talking to parents or like talking to the teachers and stuff, and like organizing something. That was always inside of me. So I feel like if I can, or like rather say when I could possibly align these two things of being a leader and also being a creative person, that's where my purpose is. That's
Exactly.
where my goal is.
Actually, for example, I talked to you about the ninth house, where because you in the 10th house also, besides the sun, you have Mercury, the planet of communication and intelligence. So that means in this area you'll be very verbal, very communicative, and you will like to connect to everybody. And the ninth house, where you have Venus and Mars, represents, it's the Sagittarius house, so represents foreign cultures, represents traveling, and also represents philosophy and your own values. So for example, having Venus and Mars in this particular house tells me that you will put into action all those values. For you, they're very important to, in order to what you just said, in order to create your organization. And also, Venus makes you love it, and also makes you lucky in it. Because wherever Venus is, it's an area of your house that is gonna get lucky. So
lucky in what exactly?
Lucky in like how you express it. For example, here you have Gemini. Gemini is the house of communication.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to put these two houses together, 9 and 10, and they're also together in the chart because it follows a process. So first, if you want to do, for example, like a business, first you create in yourself the values of your business. What do you believe in, and where do you gonna start building this thing? So for example, you wouldn't create a company just for money. You need to align all these values on it. So for example, it's also about this house is also about higher education. So you told me about your interests on keep learning and keep, for example, you just said it, like I want to study something that will take me to this. So what are your areas of interest in communication wise? Because the Gemini part of you is like wants to see everything and see what is around in order for you to choose. So what is that value that you want to create? What do you want to study, and where do you see this project of yours that is so personal and so big going? Tell us about it.
So I would say, like, whenever you would start to speak about this, I was thinking about this idea. Obviously, like, this is a huge part of me, being a creative person, and I guess it's not just being creative on one side. As we say in Russian, whenever you're talented in one thing, you're talented in everything. So it says, for me, for example, that's how I interpret it. That is like, for example, in my case, it's music, it's movies, it's photography, it's writing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like in movies I could, you know, put it all together there, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's
it's
a
a sound.
perfect format.
Yes, yes. It's a communication. It's leading. It's everything. And whenever I would speak about this, since I was a like very young human being, I would say, "Oh,
Fus is here.
this is here.
We need to do a cameo of you, darling.
Please show,
Yeah.
show."
This is Fus. He doesn't like to be held
Yes.
that long, but say hi, Fus. We love you.
Oh.
You wanna go?
Okay. Like, why did I came here? So yeah, I feel like it's something that I always had in myself. Like when I was a kid, I used to make some little videos and like present it at school and stuff. And
So you weren't shy about presenting what your creation
No.
was. That's great.
no, I wasn't until some points of it. I
Mhm.
guess like at school I had this, you know, this like one day I made a movie and I put some cursing words in it without even like trying to do that, obviously, without knowing that. So yeah, like, and then director of the school, she was like, "Oh, we need to talk about this. Like, you shouldn't be doing it." So for me as a child, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible."
Restriction.
You know? Yes, restriction. This is rules. Like, I did something so bad. But then, like, now I look back at it and just like, it was so like miserable, that thing in general.
And it's incredible because like you were super triggered about someone who restricted your vision. And in your chart, in the house 5, you have Uranus, okay, and you have as a sign Aquarius. The house 5 represents creativity itself.
Okay.
It's love, creativity, it's also children. So Uranus represents breaking rules.
Yeah,
It's
that's
groundbreaking. And Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So you have a planet in this house and the sign who belongs to this planet. So it's a perfect alignment.
Yeah.
It's, you wouldn't see any other way, I think, of like manifesting your vision. Like you want, I feel, and tell me if I'm saying the truth, and you feel that you want to do something that has never been seen before. So
of course,
tell me about that part of your creativity and how you have explored it, and how do you research it, and how do you see it, because it's the most groundbreaking energy, the most futuristic energy. So how do you express that?
So look, I came from a very small town in my country, in Kazakhstan, and my family are like, there's no one who would do something creative every day, or like be a creative person, be an artist. And also, as I remember it from my childhood, like everyone just looks bad at you whenever you were doing something creative, you know. No one is like, this is not serious, this is something that is, you're never gonna make money out of it, you know. This is the rules. That's way people look at you in general, like whenever you're trying to do something and like create something. Right now it changes, obviously. Like in my country, there's people that can't express themselves. I wouldn't say like freely 100%, but they can express and they change in it. That's amazing. So whenever I left my country and whenever I came here, I was like a lost child, you know. I didn't know what I want. I didn't know who I am. I didn't know who I'm supposed to be. So in this idea of like also accepting myself as an artist, that's also took a lot of years, you know. And now I'm finally in this path of like, oh, okay, I can do this. This is who I'm meant to be. There's no other way. There's no other sides I can possibly imagine myself being. Like I cannot be like an office manager, or I just can't. There's just like something that is, you know, like being inside of me, and this is something I'm trying to break as well. You know, I've seen that. For example, my father, he's an artist inside of him, but like a dead artist inside of him. You know, he could sing, he could play a lot of instruments, and I know that I have this like kind of trauma from him that I took to myself. You know, also being okay, he couldn't break it. I'm gonna do it.
You know, this pattern in the language of archetype is called the starving artist.
Yes.
The starving artist is someone who doesn't feel that his or her art is valuable.
Yeah.
So they just kind of do it without accepting that is something for them, and they can like make a living out of it.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me like your creative vision. Paint me a picture, like a mood board of your creative vision now in the present.
Yes.
What do you see in the world that needs to be showcased?
I
That needs
want
to be put out there
Yeah.
in order for people to see and change their minds about something. Because you are meant to change people's minds. So,
Yes.
what is
So,
it there?
From my perspective, it's basically my true story, like story of my life.
Okay.
It's being a woman, and being a person from another country. You know, trying meeting the events in your life whenever you are in a different country, whenever you've been treated like the way you've been treated. Also, like this difference of like, I feel a lot of people could rely on it. You know, there's so many immigrants in the world. That's never like, what is your home? You know, like a lot of people have this opinion about themselves. Oh, my home is that. I don't have a home. You know, as I always say, my home is where my cat is. You know. And like whenever he is, I'm there. And
her cat is Rakim.
Yes. We're gonna put a picture on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I feel like this, you know, my home is where I am, where my home is where my cat is. So like this kind of thing, you know, I feel there's a lot of feelings I want to show in my movies in the future that are like so, you know, tiny. They're like very slim, you know, they're very
subtle.
hard. Yes, they're hard to understand for people that never been in this situation. So this part, like this, like being an immigrant kind of vibe, and also being a woman that is that came from a culture, like completely different culture, and like exploring herself in some different vibes, right? So I also feel like there's a lot of things I could say from a perspective of my life story, and also from a perspective from a story of the person from my country. So yeah, that's.
And I want to say for everyone who's listening that she just described in herself the cancer journey, because the cancer journey is to find home within yourself, because
I feel like
cancer is about family and nurturing, but the cancer journey in the end is to not rely on other people's as a home. You will nurture them, but your home is wherever you go, you know. And this is something that lots of cancer people struggle with. So for example, if we go to, now that we're in the topic of your creative idea about your
so hot in here.
like, about your journey and your immigration, I'm gonna go to your fourth house, which is the house naturally ruled by Cancer, and you have there Jupiter, and you also have like in the sign you have Capricorn, so it's the opposite of Cancer. So Capricorn represents hard work, you know. So that tells me like you have a very hard-working family past behind you, you know, and they could, where they because Jupiter is there, and Jupiter is kind of like traveling, expansion and traveling also, but were they immigrants in Kazakhstan? Did you know something about your lineage?
I mean, we are in Kazakhstan. We are nomads.
Okay.
We used to be nomads until the moment it kind of became like one country with the borders.
Okay.
So yeah, we are nomads. So
also
that's
like
something that's always been inside of me. So like I'm truly a nomad because that's my friends from Kazakhstan,
they feel this way too.
yes, they always make a joke about me like you cannot stay in one place because you have this ancestors that's been always moving
Hmm.
and like with their how do you call it cows and
Yeah, with their
ships.
belongings
Yes.
basically.
Yes,
With
they
their
would walk
belongings, with
around
their life.
because it's cold or like to find a better life, you know,
Mhm.
basically for them and for the
Yeah,
animals they care about.
yeah, and you embodied it so well in your natal chart. I mean, and also there's Neptune here, and Neptune is the planet of art. It's also one of the planets who wants become makes things a little foggy in the sense of like escapism. So
Okay.
it says to me that it was meant to be for you to make art out of this and also living it, you know. Be yeah, I need to, let's not call it escape, but it's some kind of escape anyway, you know.
Yes. You mean like
Leaving the country is some kind of
course.
escape anyway.
you know, like I think I realized that after
Mhm.
like a year I moved here
Mhm.
because like I wasn't conscious in that moment. I mean,
Mhm.
I was
Yeah,
conscious,
it
but
usually
I wasn't,
happens that
yes.
way. Yeah.
Like I was like I didn't realize that, but
Mhm.
like after a year I came to this conclusion like, oh, I wasn't just moving, I was running away from
Mhm.
something I couldn't handle by the moment, being so closer to the thing that you cannot handle.
Mhm.
So I moved away to kind of process it.
Mhm.
And whenever I came here, like after a year or something, that's when I was like, oh, okay, that's in the past, that's what I didn't like, you know, that's the thing I didn't want to see in my life every day, you know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm basically here.
It's usually how the
That,
big
that is
it's
escaping. Of
it's
course.
crazy. It's like that's how big realizations and big aha moments come in your life
Yeah.
when you did the action and then you start reminiscing about it and why it happened. I mean,
Yeah.
I think anyone can relate to that because like in that moment you have to have your energy to move your body and get the train,
Yeah.
you know?
Sure.
But after you're like, okay, I took the train, I'm here, what all this means.
What am I doing?
And
Yeah. Of course.
So, so this is like, I love how we describe this area, and I'm gonna go now to your first house. The
Okay.
first house is your rising house. You have Libra there, and also you have your north node there, you know? And
What's that mean?
the north node means where you find fulfillment and where you grow.
Okay.
And what energy do you use to grow and fulfill yourself, you know? And the Libra energy, it became so manifested to me when you started describing what you did at school. That was like coordinate everyone.
Yeah.
Because Libra is the natural diplomat.
Okay.
You know, it's who take care of relationships and the balance between relationships. That's why, for example, it's ruled by Venus and it represents the partnership sector.
Okay.
It could be a partner in life or a partner in business. You know, it's contractual relationship.
Okay.
So, uh, and I'm gonna go to the opposite, which is the south node.
Okay.
And it's what you need to let go
Okay.
in order to get to this north node that you have to be in Libra.
Okay.
And you have it on the opposite sign of Libra, it's Aries.
Okay.
And it's also your moon there, okay? And it's also in the seventh house, the house of relationships.
Okay.
So what does that mean? You know,
What
the
does
thing
it
is like, so I researched and says that people that has the south node in Aries were people that lived past lives a lot in the sign of Aries.
Okay.
You know,
So maybe
you
in
were
past life?
Aries in past lives lots
Okay.
of times. It's the karmic house.
Okay.
You know, what does that mean? You were impulsive, you were brave, you have lots of passion,
Okay.
you well, impulsivity, and
Yes.
also that like the first part, like the creation spark, like let's go there without asking anyone what to do, you know.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
it's super linked to your south node because
Yeah.
the fact that it's in your south node
Mhm.
means that of course you said that's so me.
Mhm.
But in order to grow to your north node, which is kind of like a nice balance to have to
Mhm.
give you success in life, you, the thing you need to acquire
Mhm.
is the diplomacy and the patience with people. So I want you to tell me,
With people
yeah,
or in.
no, the patience with people because
Okay.
we're talking about relationship with others.
Okay, okay.
So
I was thinking like you're talking about like impulsivity itself, like
no,
being more
impulsivity,
calm or.
I mean, you have it there. You
Mhm.
had it as a child. I
Mhm.
mean, you wouldn't listen to a lot of rules, you know.
Okay.
And you became and you had it in you. Like it was
Mhm.
kind of like something that was imprinted. But um, um, that what says in the natal chart is in order to grow and get fulfillment.
Mhm.
There's something that you need to work that is
Mhm.
related to Libra,
Okay.
and that's the patience and the diplomacy. So I want you to tell me where in that process are you now
Mhm.
in your life?
Okay. You mean, hmm,
In the process of like how you exercise your patience with others.
with other people?
Yeah, yeah, in
I would
general.
say like right now I'm in
Mhm.
this path of like before I was quite
Mhm.
patient with
Mhm.
people. Even
Mhm.
I wouldn't say like patient. I would
Mhm.
say more um I would eat everything that they would give to me,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
This kind of vibe.
yeah.
So now I'm more like I choose wisely.
Mhm.
So any like I only accept into my life people that I really respect or they
Mhm.
inspire me in some ways,
Mhm.
you know. And that's the statement I would say I got in my like last year,
Mhm.
26.
Mhm.
Being more not patient. I wouldn't say I don't feel like the patience here is a word,
How
but more
about
like
how about the diplomacy? How about like for example meeting someone that it's kind of like in the wrong vibe?
mhm.
How do you approach those people, for example?
If
They're
people
the
are
wrong vibe to you, for example. Because you
yes,
know me, I'm
yeah.
kind of like I always be okay. What's happening here? Okay, give me this vibe. I'm gonna like
You know,
try to change it.
I'm trying to always like have this like gut feeling and like trust it. And
That very
whenever I
Cancer.
feel yes, whenever I feel like a person is not for me, I'm just like closing myself from
Yeah.
them, and I'm just going away, and I'm not
Okay.
even giving a chance to them
Uh-huh.
because there's something that I didn't like about them, and like.
You don't second guess yourself.
No. Like
Yeah.
last year, I was doing that.
Okay.
Like maybe like even 2 years ago, I would say like I was even worse in this case. Like I would be like, oh, I have anxiety next to this person. I'm still gonna like check it because this person didn't do anything bad to me, and then like time would pass and I would kind of got this back. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, no, I'm not gonna second guess it anymore. I'm just
Okay.
gonna have like I want to trust my gut feeling about people in general and like accept only the people that have a good feeling to me, you know.
Okay.
Like something inside of me tells me like, oh, my inner child is safe here, so I want to be with this person.
Okay.
That's what I'm trusting.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you to another characteristic of this axis of South Node and Libra node.
Okay.
So they say the tenth, the North Node in Libra makes people go back to old relationships.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us
Yeah.
what has been your experience. It's like there are some people
Yeah.
that burn bridges fast, but with
Yeah.
relationship, with important relationships.
Yeah.
Like I might, you know, let's put it in the romantic sector. You know,
Okay.
like
Yes, let's put it into romantic
I had
sector,
a I had a boyfriend. I broke up.
Yeah. I mean,
You're off my life forever.
I
What is
did
it for
that-
you? What is it for you?
I would say
How do you see it? How do you vibe it?
I'm very good with cutting people outside of my life and just being like, you know, I mean, you know this meaning for me I have of like I'm a present into someone's life, and whenever they treat me badly, I'm taking this present back, and they're never gonna ever be able to see this again, you know, because I feel like I'm a good person, I'm a good friend, and I'm a good partner. So, and I'm like doing my best always to be for that people there. So whenever they, you know, kind of break my trust into them, I'm just not giving a second chance.
Okay.
But now, yeah, it did change a little bit, because like before I would just cut people, just cut them. Now I'm second guessing, and I guess that's something that is I don't know if that's good or not.
How does it? Okay, wait. How does it feel when you do it? What is the outcome that you get? Do you get that it was a good experience, or is
yes,
like, oh, you're repeating? I'm repeating myself, maybe. How do you feel?
I feel like it's like kind of closing a door for me, you know, because anytime, I'm just curious more of the people from my past, because like whenever I'm trying to, or like whenever I'm making like a decision to meet them again, for example. For example, I had a ex in my previous life that are like, we met, and I would just sit next to him and we would talk, and I would understand that I still like the person that there is, but it's not for me anymore. It's not for me like today, you know. And it's also, for me, it's like meeting people from your past, especially like it's more than like 1, 2, 3 years ago. It's like meeting yourself, or like the person that they knew 2 years ago or something.
In their eyes.
Yes. So you're meeting yourself, right?
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
That's why I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm meeting myself.
It's a self-reflection.
Yes, self-reflection, and I'm telling bye to that person, because like there's probably were reasons why we broke up or something. So that's, you know, like breaking up with that me, not them, basically, because I feel like, you know,
and you have the moon in that relationship sector. So I mean, that means there's a shadow aspect that you look for in the partner. How your partner reflects you. You know, do you feel, for example, that a good partner in life, for example, let's put it in that frame, would be someone who reflects you in a way that you see yourself, or you would like to see something else? How does it like, how is it for you? How would you like it to be portrayed?
I feel like, you know, every one of us, we are like chemical elements. So whenever you can be like a metal, right? You can be super strong and, you know, unbreakable. And whenever you put a heat on it, so imagine you're a metal and then the other person is the heat, you're gonna melt, right? So like a lot of people, I feel like they all their lives, they're just knowing that they're metals, without knowing that some other people can affect them as much, and they could also understand.
Close themselves also.
Yes, like close themselves, but like what I want to do is like I feel like I'm quite reflecting myself, like I know who I am, or I'm you know, still trying to know who I am and stuff, but like I'm in this path of like being super self-conscious, going to therapy, you know, doing all this self-work and stuff. So for me, meeting people and having a partner in my life, it's like knowing yourself from a different perspective, you know, because you can, I feel like you can love yourself until some sort of point of life, but then you can meet someone who can show you the way you can love yourself in other way.
Do you think, for example, therapy for you lies in this kind of like energy? So like, for example, you always speak to me about how good has been for you.
Therapy, yes, for sure.
It's because of this. You see yourself through other people's eyes, through a therapist's eyes. What made you go into therapy in the first place?
So,
how did it became?
Yeah, I went to the therapy in the first place because I was super depressed, and I feel like
Why?
that depression was a reason because I was lost in my life, you know, just like kind of lost in the sense of, oh, I came from a different country, who am I, what am I doing with my life?
You had like a little anxiety about that.
Not a little extent. I was had like having panic attacks and like having very depressive thoughts, and
I'm very diminishing of feelings. Sorry. You had a little anxiety. You went to therapy. Oh, you're like breaking it. Like, you had a panic attack there.
I had not only like one, but like regular panic attacks and having.
That's so intense.
Yes, having very intensive, I would say, like deep depression, and I guess like that's where my art part also going out, you know, because I always kind of was a depressed kid, but yeah, like I never knew how can I work with this. So that's what therapy basically gave me.
How it came to you?
Therapy?
Yeah.
I was trying. I like.
Like someone told you?
Not really.
You were aware of it? Because like
Neither.
sometimes just picking up the phone and research and oh I'm
Yeah.
gonna go do this, I'm gonna like spend money of it. Takes like.
No, like
Yeah.
before I found my therapist where I am now, right? I tried like 3-4 people before that. The thing about like depression is like you like you want to help yourself, you just don't know how.
Okay.
And it's like everything that is like going out with you every day, it's just like you don't like you don't feel it, like it just, you know, no happy day. I don't remember like 9 months of my life. I remember like 1 year I was just like, okay, this is January and now I'm in December. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I don't remember what I was doing all the time. So like this kind of time, like memory lapse, and like just being depressed and knowing that you're so low in energy, and like understanding you're low in energy because your like body doesn't want you to do anything with yourself, like actual action, you know. So that's why you're so low with like everything in your life, work, friends, studies, whatever. Yeah, and that's why I came to therapy. Actually, I finished it.
Well, you're always finishing it.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
oh my god, my book. Sorry, God. That was a joke.
No, I'm like in a sense of, you know, when I just
No,
came
I mean
to,
you're better now. You're
yeah,
like
of course.
yeah.
No, in a sense of like when I just came to therapy, I feel like not a lot of people knows about it. You can actually finish it, and you can be like, not a lot of people.
That's
knows
the
about it.
idea. I mean, yes, that's the idea. That's like
when I came to this, I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be in my life until like
I die.
Yeah. Basically that. But then I was like, after like I've been there for 4 years now, I'm like done. We only call like, I don't know, once. I don't remember last time I called her, you know. So this kind of sense, I feel like therapy gave me this acceptance of myself, and knowing that I can manage the thoughts I have in my mind, you know, because like kind of like have an idea of myself.
Kind of like self-control.
Yes, self-control, will also like you know, like understanding.
Acceptance.
Yes.
Right?
As well, yeah. Like, you know, we all have this kind of thoughts in our mind that is just like on the background.
Yeah.
And we try to not just hear them.
Yeah.
But like with therapy, you can actually hear it and change it. And then you can be like, okay, so there's a lot of things that your parents would say to you, like your uncles or like people around you, even friends, you know.
Yeah. Anybody.
Just like, oh, the world is so bad, you know. Oh, it's so hard to get a nice job. It's so hard to get a nice apartment.
It's always negativity sometimes.
Super negative, yeah. But they're not speaking from like wishing you that. They're speaking from their own
insecurities.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's like the idea.
They're projecting.
Yes. Like that's what I get from therapy. Like, okay, like my parents wasn't wrong, you know. My parents is okay parents. It's just like they had this idea, they had that past and stuff. So now I'm like, oh, okay, this is what it is. And I'm so grateful I don't need to like go through what they've been through, you know. And I have a great example of how not to live my life, you know. And that's, I feel like that's amazing thing, you know. And I'm super grateful for that.
It's a jewel.
Yeah, it's like, okay, oh, that's how you shouldn't be treating your kids, you know. That's how you shouldn't be working your work. I don't know, like, you know, that's how you shouldn't be in a relationship with your family and stuff.
It's the grace of knowledge also.
Yes, that's what therapy basically gave me. And I mean, it's a hard fucking work, but it's definitely worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah, because like I don't feel depressed anymore. That's crazy. I don't even need to get like any pills or something.
Yeah, I mean, you can manage yourself.
Yes,
you can manage yourself. So okay, let me see, because like we have covered a lot. So let me see what do I have here that I haven't gotten into, you know.
I'm just there.
No. I told her and I'll check the phone. Oh my god.
What do you have there?
So, for example, material things.
Yes.
Do you link success work-wise with having the
Money?
material things and money? Yeah. Because like I know you, and you're not like money oriented,
Yeah.
but you do have it very known that there's you need to build what you need to build.
Yeah.
You need money.
Of course.
So how
You know.
ever since you how was your relationship with money when you're a child?
So, my friend just like
Mhm.
a couple of days ago, he
Mhm,
said to
mhm.
me, we were walking on the street, and I was like, I'm definitely, I know that I'm gonna be a rich person.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, you give me the rich vibe, like a rich bitch vibe. And I'm like, okay, that's I don't know, is it the compliment? I don't know.
I can testify. I can testify.
Rich bitch guy.
Yeah, because she has designed her 10th house or whatever career she decides to do. She'll always be lucky. She's always gonna get money.
Yes,
You know,
that's,
it's just up to you.
that's the thing. Like, I feel like, you know, the money philosophy, the financial philosophy of my parents wasn't right, and I knew
Okay.
that. Like, you know,
What
my
was their
parents,
philosophy?
my parents is always like, oh, money is something that is hard to get. Money is something that's like, the people that has the money, they've been corrupted,
Okay.
you know, and that's very like a true case of my country. Obviously, it's very corrupted, but it's like, this is not a good idea of it.
Kind
the
of,
way,
it doesn't have to be
yes,
that
it
way.
shouldn't be like this. It should be like, I feel like money is like, if you have enough money, you could be like very free person. You know, you wouldn't have to like do some sort of things and like, I mean, some sort of
Managing your
things.
energy, wherever
Yes.
you want to put it.
Of
You know,
course,
I see
yeah.
it that way.
For me, it's like it's a freedom.
Yeah.
Having money, having
And you're giving
enough
someone
money
else
is
a
freedom.
job also.
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can be like truly free, not only just like of time free, but like also free out of your country, free out like traveling. You know, a lot of knowledge you can pay for the, I don't know, cars, universities, whatever, like health. You know, this is all money. Money gives you possibility, and I feel like I have this good philosophy about money of like, it's not, it shouldn't be something that you should be scared of.
Yeah.
It's just like, it should be like, you should, you know, not asking for money, you should ask for possibility getting them.
Yeah.
You know, you should ask for something that is like, oh, I want to, I don't know, make music, and then something gonna happen to you that's gonna manage you to be there and doing that music. And if you be like, oh, to make music I need to buy that and that and that, never gonna happen, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm very like calm with money, you know. I know that's something.
It, yeah.
Yes, it's something that is just, it's gonna come at some point of my life. I know, I truly know it. It's just like, you know, I just need to calm down and like experience. I'm also like, I'm not from.
You're a hard worker person.
Yes,
I
I'm
mean,
a
you were a
hard
hard-working person.
Yes, but also
You wake
like.
up very early. You do your
Yes.
job.
Yes,
You know?
but also like I feel, you know, there's so many people that are trying to see themselves and comparing themselves to the people that came from a completely different, like, you know, they have a lot of, their parents have a lot of money, they was born in Europe or something, you know. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to compare myself to the people that already had it.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to like find my own way.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's,
Exactly.
Yes.
So, what else do I have here?
What do you have?
Oh, okay, wow. So, I always have questions that are like for everyone.
Okay.
Okay. First, I'm gonna do a question that I've never asked anyone,
Okay.
and I wanna ask it to you. And can you tell me what is the biggest discovery that you have made about yourself during your life? Something that you will say, I would never in a million years thought that I would think like this or be doing that. That it was kind of like a discovery. It could be in any area of your life. What
Like
is
my
that?
best quality?
No,
You mean,
no,
or
it's
what?
not your biggest discovery. Something that you
Discovery.
discovered about yourself. Because like I feel, for example,
Yeah.
that the privilege of a lifetime
Yeah.
is being who you are,
Yes.
and you're in a process of
Yes,
that.
of
And
course.
sometimes to be that person and be comfortable with yourself, you had to let go of something that you thought you were.
Yeah.
So what can you give me a big discovery about yourself that has lifted a weight from you?
I mean, that's whole. Yeah, I can explain you.
Just give me one
4
example.
years of my therapy. That's
Like give me a short answer, kind of
short
like
answer.
a
I
concept,
cannot put
a
it.
concept.
I cannot put it in a short answer.
Okay.
Like there are so many things that I discovered in myself, like that. Like now I'm finally met myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of, I feel like before in my life until like 24 years, I guess, 23, I was just like bunch of like chaos, like just random things, and I had to like take it out one by one to like finally be myself and like truly know what I want to do in my life.
Okay.
And it just came like like quite recently compared to the whole of my life,
Okay.
So it just I cannot say just one thing.
Okay.
Oh, this is discovery. No,
Okay.
like everything.
Okay. So, for example, what is the thing? We're going to another deep question, but with a short answer. What is the thing, or one of the things that has taken you the longest to learn?
Longest to learn, love myself.
Okay.
That was the hardest one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And for example, if you have all this money to like spread around, what kind of activism, you could be doing it right now, but what kind of activism that it's in the whole world right now would you do?
I would
just give me, like, for example, Jessica was like, no, I'm like all about animals, for example. What kind of activism would you do?
Activism, you mean like
activism, like for example, people who donate to charities and I want to donate to this charity, but this aligns with my values. So something that is, for example, when you see a news about something bad, I was like, oh, I'm heartbroken by this. Like, what would have you thought about it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I mean, it's for me, it's more like about like feminine energy, feminine and queer energy, I would say. Like the way, especially like in my country, that's what I see, and even here, like a lot of people being pressed by being something that society doesn't want them to be. Okay. And I feel like restricted, yeah, being pressed and like not being who they want to be, and just like, this is terrible, this is something that is like shouldn't exist in this world. Like you have to be yourself. That's Yeah.
I have to see what sign do you have in the you have, because like the house that rules activism is the 11th house, and you have Leo in that house, and Leo is about showing your light to illuminate others to express themselves. So what you describe is that, and what else? Well, I guess that's it.
Cool.
Oh my god, this has been so nice. I hope everybody enjoys this. And we had a wonderful time. Thanks to Alejandra who filmed it. And
thank you.
I wish us the best.
Yes.
I hope we could be in the same energy for years to come. You never know what's gonna happen, but we had this moment, and when you leave, all you take is your memories.
Yes.
So, bless you, darling.
Sure.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.